Hi guys!
Hello!
Hello!
You have to wave, it's polite.
It's polite, it's polite. If we start that again.
No, that's fine, keep on going, power through.
Hi guys, hope everything's going well. We're doing very well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yes, it's always good, it's always good. We are here today doing our third review now.
I know, we're on a roll, review number 3.
Yeah, number 3, and you know, we might be doing a mini celebration when we get up to 10.
Double figures.
Double figures, yes. So
special edition review.
Special edition review, we might do a live one.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. So, no, here we are today. We are reviewing Sons of Anarchy by Gale Force 9.
That's correct, Chris.
Yes.
This is
Sons of Anarchy, Men of Mayhem.
Indeed.
Yes.
Based on the hit TV show.
Yeah, based
really
on the hit TV show.
It's a really good cover of the show as well. I mean, I may be going into spoilers territory here a little bit, but I'm excited to review this game.
Yes, yeah, I think we both are. I think we hinted to you guys with the last review that we were going to be doing Sons of Anarchy. Yeah. And yes, we are here doing it. So we are going to be continuing with the structure that we've been putting into place. We're going to be talking about the theme, we're going to be talking about the gameplay, and we're going to be talking about the elements of the game, aren't we?
And then the components.
And then elements of components,
that's the one, Yeah. And then we're finishing with our final thoughts. There we go, very good. We received a little bit of feedback that we tend to ramble a little bit, but I think that's part of our charm.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
You've got to have to remember, guys, that majority of this is unscripted.
Yeah, exactly. It's improv. Keeps you on your toes. You never know what's going to happen.
It makes a bit more for a relaxed, review.
We do have a rough plan. It's not all chaos. It's just organised chaos.
Organised chaos, yes.
There we go.
Yeah,
brilliant.
And that's what we like about it. So, without further ado, we're going to jump on in and crack on with our very first section. We're going to be talking about the theme.
The theme.
Yes. So,
well.
Yeah.
Well, I like the theme, Chris.
I like the theme as well.
I hope you enjoyed the theme section. We're going to move on to the next game.
No, the theme of this is basically based on biker gangs.
Yes.
You've got the biker gangs. For anyone who is familiar with the TV show, they are, or if you're not familiar with the show, they're Sam Crow, the White Niners, the Unsyndicate, and the Mayans. Is that right?
Yes, they're in the base games.
Yes.
They're the gangs from the show. You don't actually need to have seen the show to appreciate this game.
No, you don't.
There's no plot from the show as such. You don't need to recognise any of the characters, anything like that. This actually started me watching the show as well. This thing.
I'd seen the show prior. You hadn't at all.
It's quite a good show. I endorse this show as well. Can we get sponsorship by Netflix?
I don't know, but the show is available on Netflix.
There we go. Plug. Give us money, Netflix.
No, the show is on Netflix, but it's also still airing, I believe, on Sky as well.
We're not here to advertise the TV show.
No, we're not.
In terms of the game, I find the theme is actually really well done.
Yeah.
You do actually genuinely feel like a biker gang.
Yeah.
You have to do various slightly unpleasant activities just kind of around this whole city of Charming, just to kind of extort money, trade guns. There's kind of a bit of a bluffing element because you never know how well the other gang is doing.
Yeah.
You've got these we'll talk more about them in the components, but you've got these little shields so you can kind of hide your resources behind there. So I could have no weapons, but just pretend like I've got loads of them.
Yeah.
I could just be talking, talking my fight up, and actually, really, I can't put up a fight at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it does actually feel like a proper kind of gang simulator, pretty much.
I will say there are elements of this game that could probably be a little bit controversial for playing this with a family.
Yeah.
I mean, it talks about contraband and guns. Use your discretion, guys. They don't put age rating on board games, but I would say it's not suitable for little children, but for your teenager kids, it's fine.
Yeah, one of the criticisms I've heard about this game is the theme isn't very family friendly. It can put some people off because there's no mistake, you are playing as the bad guys in this game.
There are no good guys in this game. You're all gangs.
Pretty much. The cops don't really have a presence.
No.
They slow you down occasionally, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're the bad guys in this game, and you do kind of various unpleasant things like trading guns for money, drugs for money. Though, like you said earlier, it's actually called contraband.
Yeah, it does call it contraband.
So it could be anything. If you want to put a family-friendly theme on this game, you could just pretend you're selling kind of knockoff Beanie Babies or vinyl pop figures. It's contraband. It could be anything. Anime comics.
Yeah,
mangas.
DVDs.
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant. Yeah. Whatever you want to trade.
And the guns could be water pistols.
Exactly. You're not having gun battles in this charming little town of Charming. You're having water battles.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But no, that's pretty much the theme of the game. Yeah. Your bike gangs and you're trading with other bike gangs.
Yeah, trading / threatening.
Yeah.
The aim of the game is to basically just make the most money.
Yeah.
And you can make that money by any means necessary.
Yeah.
And that includes just kind of temporarily working with other gangs, betraying the other gangs.
Yeah.
You've only got limited resources throughout the town, so you've got to do whatever you've got to do to win.
Yeah.
So, all in all, I think this theme is excellent. I prefer games with a bit of grit to them.
Yeah.
Usually games where you're a textile merchant, I don't find that exciting, so I quite like being an outlaw for a game. What about you?
It works quite well. And I think we're kind of leading in now into talking about the gameplay, aren't we?
Yeah,
so we'll move on into the gameplay.
The gameplay section. Yeah. This is my bit, mainly. You can help though, Chris.
Yeah, I contribute. What you want about? Talk about you and leading this show.
I know, well, I'm the talent, obviously, Chris. What can I say? But yeah, so in this game you each play as a various gang from the show.
Yep.
The aim of the game is to make the most money, and you've got like a set number of turns to do this.
Yep.
So how you do this, without going into too much detail, is essentially just move you guys around. You've got your little gangers down here, you've got like proper full-fledged members there, which are better in fights and they can generally do more action.
So they're the guys on the motorbikes?
Yeah, on the motorbikes, yep. And you've got little prospects here, which are like your newbie gangsters.
Yep.
Generally less useful, but they can still do stuff for you.
Hence they're called a prospect.
They're prospects indeed.
Yeah.
So the town this is the town of Charming. Okay?
Yeah.
And to begin with, this is the initial setup. So you can see we've got the emergency room when fights go a bit badly. We have the police station. We have the gun factory where you can spend money to get weapons, etc, etc. There's also various other parts of the town which are hidden, but they do get revealed as the game goes on. So you move you guys around. Without going into too much detail, you move you guys around various locations. You can use the location and just exploit the resources there. You can fight other gangs for control of the location because there can only be one gang using the location at a time. There's no sharing in this game.
No sharing.
Outlaws don't like to share, apparently. So
no, clearly not.
You both can't use the gun factory, so you then have a bit of a fisticuffs.
Yep.
That's the technical term for a fight,
yep.
I believe.
Yep.
As the game goes on, other locations become available to use, and they're generally better than the starting off ones. One thing I really like about this as well is there's a lot of spare locations as well. So every game I've played has been slightly different. Because you get more and more locations appear. Some are really good at getting you contraband, some are really good at just making you money.
So at what point do new locations flip over then?
It's a turn-by-turn basis. So to begin with, you got fairly limited, but everyone has their actions, which you have a set number of, depending on how many little guys on bikes you got. And then once everyone's had their go, another section of the town reveals itself. So you get more and more actions, more and more locations available to you as the game continues.
Okay.
In the end, these locations are generally better, but it's whoever gets them first can use them. Okay. So there is a bit of negotiation there. Sometimes you can bribe the other players. You're encouraged to be as corrupt as possible in this game, basically. So if, say Chris was the 1-9ers, the purples here, and I really wanted to use this location, I could say, go on Chris, could you move there please? And then he...
I don't know, make it 2.
Make it 2, yeah, he can friend me. Exactly. You fire hard bargain, Chris.
Yeah, you go.
So I can bribe him at any time, and on his
money,
go, he can move away, so then I'm free to use up this location, or he can actually go, how about no?
Even though I've taken his money.
Yeah, of course, there's no rules, we're outlaws, so he could do that. Of course, I'd probably be less likely to trust him in the future, so that wouldn't be a very wise move, Chris, probably. So instead, I can threaten to shoot him.
Put a cap in my ass.
Indeed. And to briefly cover the combat, I find it's quite good really, because your main strength is determined by how many guys you've got at the scene. You've also got a random dice as well, just had a bit of variability for fights, so sometimes numbers don't always win. You could chuck a dice in as well, or you could chuck in guns as well into the fights. And this is where the bluffing comes in, just to briefly cover it. If I'm going to pull out guns into the fight, you put your hands out like this, and I could actually be bluffing, not using any of my valuable guns, but Chris might not know this. well replicated there, Chris. Yeah. So what we do is we reveal our guns. Again, we're both bluffing. No one gets shot. I could have spent, theoretically, I could have spent a lot of guns in that fight. Maybe all of my guns, and Chris didn't use any. So essentially, I've just shot all of my guns. All of my ammo's gone. All my resources are spent. I'm now completely armless, and then he could armless, yes. Yeah. And now Chris could then shoot me up on the next turn.
Yeah. What another really good element I just want to point out on this, on each of the base stations, it gives you the order summary on what you can do things. So you can ride, move to to a location from another location. You can exploit a location, so that's using these exploits.
Yeah,
is that
and
right?
You can do the little symbols on the bottom, like in this example. Yeah. You can spend money to get guns. It's kind of rare to get guns, so that's a pretty good one.
You can do a throwdown, which is to fight a location you can test. So if you've got someone here, like Dan was talking about a minute ago.
That's the fisticuffs demonstration.
Yeah, that's the fisticuffs demonstration. You recruit a new prospect to your clubhouse. This being your clubhouse. Yep. Yeah. Patch in, so promote a prospect to a member.
Yeah, so that's where you promote one of your little guys to fully fledged biker.
And sit tight, do nothing.
Yeah, which actually is a valid tactic sometimes, which is quite supportive. Yeah. These little summary cards are really good as well. They show you what your resources are. I find them really useful. Every game I've played in this has been close. Just to briefly cover, I don't want to go on too long. Just because of the randomness of the deck, I've had some towns where there's just no way of getting contraband. There's only like one location that gets you contraband, so the whole time we're just fighting over that one location. I've had other games where there's tons of contraband, so we're just throwing our illegal Beanie Babies all over the place. Yeah. And there's also random events as well, which kind of spice things up. Like sometimes you've got the police watching you more closely. Yeah. You've got the police every time you use guns in a fight, you get more and more police attention, which makes it harder for you to do certain kind of trading later on as well. All in all, I found this game very balanced. And just to finally, finalise the gameplay section, I love the fact that your resources are hidden from each other. You don't actually know who's winning. To win the game, you need the most money. But no one knows how much money I've got. So there's no kind of picking on the leader syndrome that a lot of games suffer from.
Unless you're good at keeping kind of mental track of really what people are doing. Yeah. And this, with it being a 4-player game, you kind of can, if you're kind of thinking about it. But you got to be kind of like Rain Man. Card counter to be able to do that. Pretty
much. It's kind of hard to do because you're mainly worried about your own resources. Yeah. But a lot of games, they kind of always, if you know someone's clearly winning, everyone just piles on them, and that's the main valid tactic. In this, you could just pretend you're doing rubbish, and actually you're running away with it. You could just manipulate the other gangs to pick on one other gang, and then you run away with the victory at the end. Yeah. All in all, to summarise, I think the gameplay in this game is excellent. Yeah. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, no, I'm inclined to agree. I think we're probably good to move on to our next section, yes?
Indeed we are.
Right, okay, so we're talking about the components now.
Indeed we are, Chris.
I like the components in this. I think the elements are really well put together. The actual playing pieces themselves are what they say they are. You know, it's a bike, a gang member on a bike.
Indeed.
And the prospect guys actually look like prospects with their leather jackets. They know they don't need to be massively detailed, but they are detailed, and they look like they say they are.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good too. Yeah. I love the other pieces as well. Like the money is nice and thick. Yeah,
nice it's not going to flimsy. It isn't going to get damaged easily.
No paper money.
Your contraband and your guns are well moulded as well. You know,
brilliant.
They are nice little components and game pieces. They could have just copped out and done little tokens to represent contraband and maybe have kept the guns like that, but no, they didn't. They've paid close attention to the detail of this, because let's face it, the core elements of this game is money, contraband, and weapons, and they look great. The actual playing boards are clear, concise. Yeah, your clubhouse. They utilise the graphics from the show as well, because all the badge symbols and all the club, the different gang symbols.
Each gang's also got its personalised dice as well.
Yeah, which is a nice touch as well. The elements work really well. The fonts and the text are very clear as well. The pieces are just, the board pieces are just wonderful. They're all double-sided, really good quality card. They're not.
I'm glad he didn't put his finger through my my copy of the game there.
Well, it's not going to. I mean, you know,
it's quality stuff. I love the beer mats kind of design.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm about to say. They look like beer mats. That's what's good about them. And like I say, you've got the little splashes of bits of the TV show.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the leader of the Mayans on this one. If you guys have seen the show, so that's how that little crossover between the kind of visual, illustrated graphics with the photos and stills from the show play really well together. Everything's clear. It's not. Doesn't take up too much space. You could play this on a table half this size if you really wanted to. We've just got things spaced out because we can, but if you wanted to, you could butt them up, no issues.
You could squidge a bit more,
yeah. But it doesn't need to be. It's one of these games you couldn't play it on a plane, but you can.
It's probably not recommended.
Masses amount of space.
It's probably not recommended talking about gunfights on a plane or contraband. Diary of a Lincoln Geek does not endorse those topics.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
That official.
No, but it just the elements of this are really good. I mean, the box is sturdy and looks good as well.
I've got no complaints.
No,
I've only got one minor nitpick.
Right,
Dan's nitpick of the video is I wish the gangs had different models per gang, because Sam Crow and the Mayhems are kind of bikers in this show.
Yeah.
But like the Lynn Syndicate, they're not really bikers. They're kind of more like the Triads kind of thing. I'm just going to nitpick it. It would have been nice if they had like little vans or whatever. Whatever they drive around, they're really like fast cars instead. You know what I mean?
Okay, if you want to be really nitpicky.
That's not going to affect the score.
No. They've kept it as bike gangs, and the majority of them are bike gangs. The Mayans are, the 1-9ers, the Sam Crow are. It's the Syndicate that are probably not biker gang in the show.
There you go.
Any fans of the show, any diehards, if you want to pipe up and tell us likewise, then please feel free.
Okay.
Fair enough. But I think that pretty much covers the theme, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I think we both. Sorry, not the theme. The components.
Top marks apart from not being bikers, which makes it literally unplayable for me. Terrible game. 0 out of 6.
I'll smack him off screen.
Cut.
No, that's good.
So yeah, I think that covers the
final thoughts.
It's good. I recommend this game.
Yeah, I recommend this game as well. I think this is probably the most succinct we've been with our thoughts on the game so far.
We haven't discussed our scores.
No, not yet.
But I imagine we're going to be pretty similar.
I would probably say we're going to be very similar.
We should reveal it at the same time at the end of this and see if we've got
well, we're going to reveal it at the same time. So keep the suspense.
We don't even know.
No, we don't know what each other's scoring this. But I'm going to lead on this one, Dan. I'm going to go first on this one, actually. I really do like the game. I think everything works really well together. The mechanics aren't overly complicated. You can pick it up very quickly, and you can play the game in under an hour. And for me, that's a big win. To be able to quickly have a sit down. Believe it or not, me and my wife play more board games than we do watch TV, and we'll often come home after a busy day at work and just chill out with a cuppa and a game. And to be able to sit down and play one in under an hour is great, because it still means you're going to bed at a reasonable time. I'm not going to go home, break out something like Talisman after a busy day of work, because it takes 3 to 4 hours to play.
Nice casual game of Talisman.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love Talisman, and we do play it, but to get out a board game and play something within under an hour is brilliant. Yeah. And that's a big selling point for me. The fact that it it doesn't rely heavily on the TV show is great. So there you go, that's pretty much me. I like it.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you, Chris. I think this game's excellent. I've played this game a few times now and I've enjoyed every game. Every game's been relatively close as well.
Yeah.
There's not really been a runaway leader, because you have a lot of kind of temporary alliances. If I spot someone's doing really well, I do my best to try and steer all the aggression on them. And then try, oh crap, they're probably not winning now, try and flick to the next person. Yeah. The locations have been random and varied each time. We've had different events as well. I've just knocked something off the table. That's just how much I like this game. I just can't control my limbs. I love the bluffing aspect as well. Quite a lot of the time, I've hardly been able to buy any actual guns, because the other gangs have got to those locations before me.
Yeah.
But I've just had to pretend I've had guns so people don't pick on me, which it was pretty good. And I don't know what else to say. Yeah. I think the game time does go on a little bit with more than like 3. I think 3 is the minimum number of players in this. I think it's 3 to 4 on the base game. You do get the expansion as well. Okay. And the game, the longest game I've actually played is about an hour and a half.
Yeah. So when we played, it's been under an hour.
Yeah. So if everyone knows what they're doing, it goes pretty quickly. Yeah. And then you can have another game. Yeah, straight away.
But the thing is, though, like we said, you know, it is quick to pick up. It's not overly complicated.
Yeah. So it's once you see the first couple of turns, you'll be a master. Yeah. Then it's all about just what strategy, what room you're going to run to, who you're going to try and ally with.
Do you have a top tip for this one?
Top tip of the game? Oh dear, I'm not prepared for this. Just pretend you've got more guns than you've got. Danny's top tip of the video. Yeah, so Dan's top tip of the video is to bluff. Bluff your heart out. Well, or just pretend you're not winning when you actually are. Yeah. Just go, oh, I wish I had more money. God, I'm totally not Scrooge McDuck behind my panel here. Yeah. So little money. Just
yeah. So, should we give our scores then?
I'm actually going to give it a 5 out of 6. What about you, Chris?
Well, I'm actually gonna go for it as well. I'm actually gonna give this a 5 out of 6.
5 out of 6, pretty good.
So almost 10 out of 12.
10 out of 12.
Yeah, so well done, Gale Force 9.
Well done.
You've produced a pretty, top scoring game from us so far.
Yeah, we officially recommend this product. Yeah, I think everyone should buy it. Yeah, I think it's underrated.
Yeah, really is underrated.
A lot of people probably haven't heard of this game. Well, they think it's going to be awful just because it's a cover of a TV show, but that's not the case.
No, it's not the case at all.
Buy it up, buy them all.
Yeah. So as per usual, thank you very much everyone for watching. Please again, feedback as usual as well. We do like our feedback. Please share the videos, guys. We have quite a low subscriber count at the moment, but there's nothing wrong with that. We have to start somewhere.
Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings. But as usual, you can follow us at Diary of a Lincoln Geek. Please use the hashtag. Follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. And hopefully we'll see you guys again soon.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.